Another day, another controversy, this time with the WWE. We got to talk about it in detail because honestly, guys, this is not a good look. It's kind of a confusing story. We're going to talk about it more in detail. I saw this all happening in real time. Also, a WWE star attacked a fan. Was it part of the show? What is happening? We got to talk about that. And we got a major update on Darby Allin. It's all coming up right here on the Ango Show. All right, guys, and if you want more videos like this, don't forget, go ahead and click that subscribe button. You never want to miss a video. Trust me, I'm always going to keep you guys updated with everything happening in professional wrestling. But I do want to talk about Darby Allin because this was probably the most idiotic decision I have ever seen based on reports, right? But we have good, happy news to report. So originally it was reported that Darby Allin was going to be in the hunt for the AEW World Championship, right? This was a report. AEW was very high up on this guy. They wanted to give him the belt. And then he decided to climb Mount Everest. Now, I thought that was kind of silly because why would you want to go climb Mount Everest when your lifelong dream of professional wrestling and being with AEW and being a world champion is right there? Now, of course, I think that's an idiotic choice. I didn't feel like there was any loyalty to AEW there. People are going to disagree. That's fine. That's cool. I don't care, right? I just thought it was pretty much a sure thing that he was going to be a world champion, and instead he decided to go and do Mount Everest. Although I think it's idiotic, the one thing I kept saying was hopefully he does it and he's safe and he gets to come back. And today, Darby Allin has revealed on social media that he's officially successfully climbed Mount Everest, which is fantastic news. It's just crazy, right? Like, it's crazy. Like, this guy, yes, he did it with other people who have been successful at it before, which is great. He got beefed up a little bit, definitely stronger. He was definitely prepared physically for this. And that's great news, right? As much as I think it was an idiotic choice to forego an AEW World Championship run, he decided to climb Mount Everest. This really isn't getting that much mainstream coverage, which I'm thinking to some extent maybe AEW was hoping for that, because then when he comes back, he can go and win the world title. But at this stage of the game, it's very clear with Will Ospreay, Hangman Page, Swerve, Samoa Joe. Like, there's so many other guys who at this point have kind of been working extremely hard while Darby's been gone. So I think ultimately they're probably going to move on from Darby. I think it would be kind of foolish for AEW to reward Darby with the belt, considering that he's been off of TV for so long. But that's neither here or there. Thankfully, he's done it successfully. Now he'll be making his descent. He'll be coming down. Hopefully, all of that continues to go well. A remarkable achievement. Obviously, this was a lifelong goal for him, so that's cool. We'll see. We'll see when he returns. That brings us to our next topic. Ladies and gentlemen, Natalya in the NWA Crockett Cup. If you guys didn't watch it, highly recommend it. Natty Neidhart is honestly, this version of her is so enjoyable to watch. The videos, the packages, her entrance, her attire, her mannerisms, everything that Natalya is doing is working. Like, this version of what we're seeing Natty do going into GCW and NWA has been incredibly fun to watch. And then social media and everything was taken by storm because there's a video. There's Natalya hitting a fan after the match. Now, she was unsuccessful against Kenzie Page, which is okay, right? Like, she's a WWE superstar, probably can't be taking that many bookings for NWA, but she was unsuccessful. She didn't win, and then she slaps a fan. And a lot of people are wondering if this is real or fake. Now, multiple sources have come out and confirmed that this was part of the storyline, even though it doesn't look like that, which is awesome, because I think the best part about wrestling is when you watch something unfold and you really don't know if it was planned or not. I think wrestling doesn't have as many of those moments these days. So it was really cool to see that this is technically part of a storyline, but it's also really cool to see that a lot of fans did not know this was part of the storyline. Natalya confronting a heckler and hitting a fan, it's an interesting choice. NWA kind of, I appreciate NWA taking risks. A year or two ago, they had the spot with the white snow, and that was with James Mitchell, and that obviously was a very big controversy. And then you have Natalya hit a fan I don't think that's as controversial, right? I think at the end of the day, if it was planned and the fan was a plant and they knew what they were doing, I think that's just fun entertainment at the end of the day. I think, the first controversy that they had with the white snow, if you know what I'm talking about, with James Mitchell, that was idiotic, in my opinion. I thought that was just a very dumb idea that didn't help NWA. But when you look at something like this with Natalya and you go on social media, whether it be TikTok or Twitter or whatever it may be, people posting the footage, people genuinely believing it's real, I think that's a great way to get NWA talking, because people talking about NWA because of the fact that literally they are trying different things to strike that conversation. And when you're a smaller company, that's what Billy Corgan is going to have to do. So ultimately, I thought it was really cool, but I think this is the version of Natty that I want to see on WWE. And if WWE is paying attention to this, I think this not only benefited NWA, but it could potentially benefit Natalya. Natalya's been hanging out with, the Alpha Academy, and more specifically Maxine. Hopefully this leads to her potentially turning heel and we get to see this character on television, because it's honestly really good. And that brings us to our next topic. Ladies and gentlemen, Queen of the Ring. You guys know the movie, right? This has obviously been a very, very big movie. Professional wrestling movies, there's not that many of them. And Queen of the Ring is basically responding on Twitter from their actual account, by the way. This is crazy. But this has become a whole ordeal because WWE basically did not allow Queen of the Ring to run ads. So in response to this, Queen of the Ring on Twitter said, hey, we said they tried to basically block their ads. They're going to reveal the full story, but they didn't succeed because they obviously ran the ads themselves. So basically they came out and said that WWE claimed that WWE tried to bury the movie. This is the movie that WWE doesn't want you to see. It's based on a true story, certified fresh tomatoes by critics and audiences. And then, of course, promoting the movie on home through Apple, Amazon, Fandango, stuff like that. A lot of people were wondering what's going on, but they also said, hey, you should ask them why they try to block us from running TV ads during Raw, which is illegal. Why they asked us to sponsor their events. We agreed to the financial deal, then they pulled us out last minute. This is just a glimpse into sabotaging behavior. Perhaps we will expand on that intel. And this was tweeted out, and then, of course, it was deleted. But this is interesting because this is coming directly from the Queen of the Ring movie. And WWE, like, I can understand if WWE is trying to prevent the growth of AEW, right? Like, I think everybody could kind of understand that. AEW is the second largest promotion. But a movie based on wrestling that's not affiliated with WWE or AEW, it doesn't necessarily make sense as to why WWE wouldn't want to promote it. This is so chaotic, but there's going to be multiple perspectives on this. We need the full story. But I think one thing for me is that this seems like a dirty move from WWE that really doesn't make sense. And I'm trying to find the logic behind why WWE would want to prevent people from seeing this movie. I feel like if a wrestling movie's in theaters and it's successful and people who don't watch wrestling watch the movie, then perhaps they might even have interest in watching wrestling. And literally, if you Google professional wrestling, what's the first thing that comes up? WWE. I don't know. Very strange situation, very controversial. It seems like a really, really weird move, but I think this exposes WWE for having a problem sometimes when it comes to the professional wrestling industry. I mean, like, at this point, if WWE doesn't make the movie themselves, like, they're probably not going to promote it. I don't know. Something's so weird about it, something fishy. I don't get it. But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And then don't forget, if you guys want more videos like this, go ahead and click subscribe. My name is Ango, and I will see you guys next time.